such a fun little pocket universe. You are so fun. You are so curious and amazing. Oh. Well, welcome. You must be here for your evaluation. You are 3.5 hours early. I hope you're aware of that. No matter, we can get started right away. I appreciate you meeting me here at this random location. I've been very eager to meet you and to finally put a face to the name. I'm sure that you probably feel the same, since up to this point, you've not seen my face. I was very pleased to find out that you are interested in joining the always strange, mostly random partnership conglomeration. We have a very strict intake form, which will determine your suitability and whether or not you would be a right fit for the conglomeration. I am completely aware that you and I have spoken previously, and that we spent a good deal of time getting to know one another. But this intake form is very thorough, and it will help determine whether or not you are a good fit for the conglomeration. I'm sure you understand that we have to take precautions, and that we can only accept the cream of the crop, the very best, the mostly strange and always random. So please, have a seat, and we will get started right away with the intake. It shouldn't take but a few moments of your time, if you will. So please indulge me. State your name, including any recognized duck aliases. I see. And do all the ducks call you that? Or is it an alias that you only share with a few ducks? I see. Any others you'd like to disclose? Remember, we know everything. And even though I know the answer to these questions, part of the evaluation is your candidness, your willingness to reveal even the deepest, most darkest aspects of your personality. Thank you. The elevation is 3,600 feet. And the humidity is 3%. Why, yes, all of these measurements are required for an accurate evaluation. Interview was conducted by yours truly, the chairman. Normally this is conducted by one of my associates, but you are a very special case. Sorry, I have 6 duck aliases, so. We shall be moving on now to Section 1. This is preliminary identification verification. And again, please be as candid and truthful as possible. We know everything about you. What kind of bananas do you prefer to put in your hair? What is the most that you have put in your hair at one time? You like even numbers, don't you? That tracks. Have you ever built a swing set for a mouse? Please explain. And the mouse chose not to disclose its personal information. Interesting. On a scale from 1 to translucent, how audible are you spiritually? Interesting. I didn't expect this answer to be so detailed. Okay. Good. Very good. What is your favorite color of isotope? Was it coincidental that that's the color I was using? Okay, I'll accept that. If you were a government-issued porcupine, what would your purpose be? Does that change depending on the continent that you are on? No. There's nothing to be ashamed of. I want all truthful answers here, regardless if they're embarrassing or not. There's no judgment here other than the judgment we will place from this evaluation. How often do you rotate your internal weather system? I can't remark on what type of score you will gain from that revelation, but it's an acceptable answer. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just observing you. I want to be sure that you're holding up okay. Being in this interdimensional pocket can be unsettling for some, especially for those who have never transversed an interdimensional pocket before. So there's nothing to worry about. I'm just making sure that you're okay. You're doing fine, believe me. I would have told you by now if there was an issue with any of your answers. Or would I? Trust the process. You'll get through it. I promise. Do you hum when no one is around, or do you outsource that? What key do you choose? Double minor major, huh? Interesting. I only thought those from the galaxy could handle that. Interesting. When was the last time you apologized to a lamp? Did it accept? If selected, are you willing to represent the conglomeration in minor interdimensional disputes? Yes. You will most likely feel that same unsettling feeling you feel now. But don't worry, you get used to it. I'm very glad that that changed your answer. What year did you realize that soup was just a beverage with ambition? Interesting. Would you like to expand on that any further? No? I guess I do actually have to ask you this one. How many invisible hats are you currently wearing? Would you be willing to reveal them to me individually? Yes, I'd like to describe them for the panel to review. Can you lift it up a little higher, please? Thank you. And the last one, if you wouldn't mind. Very nice. In the name of full disclosure, I myself am wearing 6 invisible hats. I'm sure you weren't able to notice. Have you ever owed money to a ghost? Please describe the arrangement. was it an entire group? Interesting. On average, how aerodynamic are your thoughts? Oh, you brought a diagram. Thank you. Okay. Yes. That actually is very helpful. You are the first applicant to bring a visual aid. It's very appreciated. Well, congratulations. You've made it through section 1. Based on the preliminary information that you've provided here, I am able to confirm you are in fact who you say you are. Are you ready for section 2? It's going to be a little more difficult to get through this section. Would you like some oxygen? No? Are you sure? You're looking a little blue in the face. Okay. As long as you say so, I trust you. Section 2 is my favorite, by the way. So section 2 is our behavioral assessment. And again, honesty is very important. Very important. When encountering a staircase, do you ascend with purpose or do you negotiate? I might try that next time. Sounds quite effective. Sorry, I developed this assessment, so I have quite a attachment to it. Moving on. Have you ever tried to emotionally support a tractor? Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, I have a follow-up. 6 years. And the whole time, it was paid off. Oh, but you weren't the owner. Okay. Okay. Admirable. Probably one of the hardest questions from the evaluation. If selected, are you willing to relocate to the inside of a decorative pillow? Yes, you usually are permitted to choose the fabric. Fantastic. Fantastic. I made sure to add that, don't worry. How many mirages have you personally supervised? Were they self-induced? Okay. Have you ever made direct eye contact with a shag carpet? And did you feel judged? To what degree? Did it get stuck, or were you able to get it out again? Okay, that's good news. Okay, now this next one is going to take quite a bit of your mental energy. Please prepare. And remember, honesty is always the best policy. If given the opportunity, would you professionally reorganize the concept of Wednesday? By all means, please expand further. I completely understand that is an issue we've also been struggling with, so your approach to this matter is quite unique and appreciated. Sorry, I'm just making sure that I'm getting all of this information down correctly. How many pounds of ambition do you add to your shadow each morning? I'm only concerned with your morning routine right now. Interesting. And what do you do during a solar eclipse? Interesting. Now, I know you were scanned thoroughly before you entered the dimensional pocket. However, I still need to ask this question regardless. Are you currently harboring any unsupervised marshmallows? Actually quite intrigued on how you hid them so well. No, it will not be necessary for you to introduce them. Thank you. When you wave at someone, does your hand continue without you? Is there any chance of a demonstration? No, that's okay. I will take your word for it. You appear to have been incredibly honest throughout this process. Have you ever whispered thank you to your microwave? That's great. That's actually encouraged. No, not necessary for you to list microwaves that don't belong to you. I do appreciate your willingness to provide that information, however. Now, we used to ask this question sooner in the evaluation. However, we found we get a much more accurate reply when we ask it at this portion. On a scale from laminated to emotionally moist, how prepared are you? I understand most people have a problem with the description moist. However, it accurately sets up the reaction we're looking for. This is one of my favorites, and it allows me to learn quite a bit about you. If your personality had a loading screen, what tip would it display? That's exactly what I expected. Because I know everything about you that you could possibly know. Oh, please, you should not feel like your privacy is invaded. It's not a matter of snooping. It's a matter of quantum knowledge dispersal. That's proprietary information. I apologize, I can't share that with you. Have you ever returned a thought because it was defective? That's the exact reaction I would have had in that same situation. Congratulations, you've made it through Section 2. Section 3 is our scientific and cosmic clarification section. I think you will find that it's slightly less invasive than Section 2. What is the emotional shelf life of your elbows? Quite long, actually. Yeah, you should be proud. That is quite impressive. If selected for upper tier strangeness, are you willing to supervise a confused constellation? It's quite a process. It does involve a very similar intake to the one you're experiencing now. But yes, absolutely, it is something you could obtain. Do you experience gravity as a suggestion or a rule? Interesting. I'm quite curious, actually. Very, very curious. If a chair asked for your advice, would you be qualified? Interesting. I did not expect that. What texture is your patience? I do accept that as an answer, yes. We're making really good time. You being 3.5 hours early was helpful. And we are almost finished. Don't worry, you're doing great. We are almost through with the evaluation. Do you have anything you'd like to say, a statement that you'd like to make before we finish? No? Okay, I'll add that to my evaluator notes. Declined mid-evaluation statement. Moving right along then. Have you ever been audited by a pigeon? If your thoughts formed a parade, would there be permits? It's not quite what I expected, but acceptable. How many emotional support staplers do you currently maintain? In what capacity? Are you legally authorized to interpret abstract fog? No, it's not necessary for you to have your permits with you. Perhaps at a later date you might need them, but at this moment it is not necessary. And finally, are you prepared to randomly always be strange? Fantastic. Now, if you'll allow me a moment to tally up my answers here. this answer. Yes, I think that is a fair score. Answer. Let's see here. Yes, that is very good and surprising. Carry the 7 divided by 26. Okay, the square root of 72. Okay. I have determined your strangeness level. And after we calculate the score from section 1, and we divide it with a remainder and common D of section 2, we then use that as a derivative for the square of section 3, and we then place that on the axis, and the exact calculation will come out as 9. A very strong and fantastic 9. I will add some notes here for my evaluator notes. I want to mention your hyperpunctuality, your willingness to divulge all information requested, and your enthusiasm for helping the cause. I have fantastic news. According to my calculations, you have been approved by the chairman. Welcome. Congratulations. Your acceptance into the conglomeration is quite pleasing. As a token of our appreciation for your dedication to the always strange, mostly random partnership conglomeration, I would like to present to you these lost items that were dear to your heart that you lost throughout your life. Please don't ask how we acquired these items. Mr. Wiggles, the stuffed animal you lost on that Ferris wheel when you were 9. The keys you lost in that couch in 2008. Every sock that you have lost in the dryer has been recovered. I really do hope you saved the match to this pair. And last, definitely not least, cardboard box that your contacts came in 3 weeks ago. The box that you mistakenly threw out and went into the garbage. Oh, you threw this out intentionally. I see. That was a slight miscalculation on our part. However, it will at least provide you with a vessel to carry your items home with. So, in conclusion, I would like to say thank you so very much for your participation in today's evaluation, and congratulations on your acceptance into the conglomeration. You will be a proud addition to the team. You will receive your final credentials, and you will be given instructions on how to locate the bastion of the always strange, mostly random partnership conglomeration. Before you depart, I'll leave you with this. Make sure you are always strange and mostly random. Take care of yourself. Farewell.